What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 16 of my 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Yesterday I talked about Angel After the Fall Volume 1. Today I'm going to be talking about Angel After the Fall Volume 2. This collects, I think, 4 issues of Angel After the Fall. I didn't actually check. It collects issues 6 through 8 of Angel After the Fall, so 3 issues. And whereas Volume 1 had jumped a month or so into the future after the end of Angel the series, this actually goes back and shows what was going on with all of our characters immediately after Los Angeles is plunged into hell. And we get to see just short little vignette pieces about each of our characters. We get a few pages showing what happened to Gunn, how he became a vampire. We get to see what happened to Wesley, what brought him back from the land of the dead, what brought Lorne from point A to point B, where he was leaving Angel and his group at the end of the series, and now he's the Lord of Silver Lake. We get to see how these characters get to the point that we see them in Volume 1. And I really do not like this volume. I really do not like that they spent 3 entire issues showing us stuff that we really didn't need to see. They show Spike, he's happy that he survived the end of the world, and then he sees Fred laying on the ground, and then she transforms into Illyria. Okay, none of that was actually necessary, because we already knew that Illyria could transform into Fred if you read Volume 1. We already knew that Spike and Illyria were teamed up if you already read Volume 1. We get to see a story that shows how Gunn found out that he's now a vampire. We don't need that, because we already know that Gunn is a vampire. We don't need to see how Wesley was told that he was going to go and spy on Angel, because we already got all the information about Wesley working for Wolfram and Hart and being a ghost now if you read Volume 1. This volume is completely superfluous. It spends 3 issues showing us stuff that happened on the first night in hell, and we don't need any of it. We don't need any of this at all. All of this is given to us is just completely unnecessary, and it really kills a lot of the momentum of the series. If you're really excited to see what happens next after you read the cliffhanger at the end of Volume 1, and then you have to wait 3 months for the ending or to find out what happens next, that's kind of stupid. And apparently in the afterword of this book, Brian Lynch talked a little bit about the making of, and apparently the next issue of Angel that shows what happened when Angel and pals are fighting all the demons, apparently that happened in the same month. It came out in the same month that the last issue of this storyline happened, so fans didn't have to wait as long, but it's still really stupid that they felt the need to show what was going on in the first night at all, because none of that is necessary. My creative writing professor, he used to say, you don't need to show your protagonist getting up in the morning, using the bathroom, eating cereal, taking a shower. You don't need to show any of that. You need to show your protagonist when the story begins. Find out when the story begins and start your story there. Volume 1 started where the story began, and then Volume 2 goes back and shows us stuff before the story began. Absolutely none of this is essential, and I keep saying that because there's nothing else to say about this volume. I really don't think that you need to read this volume. If you are interested in Angel After the Fall, I think you honestly could read Volume 1 and then jump to Volume 3. There's maybe one thing in this volume that you would need to know, but you could probably just go to Google and say Beta George Angel After the Fall reveal. You could just look that up, find out what Beta George, the telepathic flying fish, what he finds out from one of Gunn's henchmen. I'm not going to say it here, but you could just look that up on the internet and then save yourself the money. You really don't need Volume 2. It's just completely unnecessary, and honestly, it's my least favorite of the Angel After the Fall stuff that I've read. So those are my thoughts on Angel After the Fall Volume 2 First Night. I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that if you're a hardcore Weed Knight, hopefully you're not angry at me, or too angry anyway. And I hope that you guys will continue to check out my videos where I will try to do a graphic novel review every day for the rest of this year. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.